Welcome or welcome back to Pewdiepie. I'm Zui and I hope you enjoyed today's video. But before we get right into it, I'm obligated to remind you to click either the like or dislike button, commenting something down below, and of course sharing the video so more people can see and enjoy it. This is very important as it helps with the YouTube algorithm. I want you to know that your help is greatly appreciated. If you have any suggestions or ideas for a story, my Discord link is in my link tree that is down in the description, as well as my Patreon and Ko-fi for any donations you may want to send my way. Every cent counts. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was a dark and dreary time. Rain hasn't stopped falling for a week. Yet that didn't stop Halloween cheer to spread all throughout Japan. Its entire population was exhausted from villainy, hero politics, and the threat coming from this supernatural liberation front. It was a time of spooks and ghouls. A time of an unspoken ceasefire between the good and bad guys. Taking this opportunity with both hands, UA decided to cut its students some slack and allow them to visit a Halloween-themed amusement park, or more specifically a local amusement park that had a Halloween-themed event going on. It was here the students, classes 1 to 3, would spend 3 days all-inclusive, as long as they returned back to their dorms at night, from the 30th to the 1st of November. Yet, despite this seemingly incredible once-in-a-lifetime mini-holiday, there were still a good chunk of heroes scheduled at the park. For one, all of the teachers, except for All Might who stood back inside UA proper with Recovery Girl. And the entirety of the top 10 pro heroes were working in shifts to ensure absolute safety. Outside of Hawks, of course. He was busy with a secret side project. The double agent was working overtime to ensure that the Liberation Front was staying low during this time. The park had been built by an eccentric billionaire from Germany, who already owned a chain of 3 parks in Europe, each one grand and beautiful. This was his venture into the wider world. He even had aspirations to compete with Disney in America directly. Like everyone else in UA, you had the goal of making the most of this. Sure, you may have been too much of a scaredy cat to go on any roller coasters, or at least the ones that were open during the rain, but everything else was fair game to you. Your goal was to use the first 2 days to ride everything once. Yes, the park was just that big. Buy as much Halloween-themed merchandise as possible, and buy as much Halloween-themed merchandise as possible. So, as you were browsing one of the many souvenir shops in a section of the park called Kitty Town, you came across a collector's item plush toy. You came across collector item plush toys. Multiple, in fact. All of them had rare factory errors, making them special. And they were all locked behind glass cases. With wide eyes you stared at a cute plushie of the park's mascot Ricky the Rat. His tail had been sewn in at the back of his head, rather than on his butt. Only 4 of those existed, apparently. He was being sold way out of your price league. Behind you was your close friend Tsuyu Asui. The frog girl herself was interested in these toys too, so it was a fitting matchup. "Oh, I like this one, Ribbit." She pointed at an unstuffed frog shell. For these, the shop had 3 different stuffings. Either little pearls, that if the toy was placed in a microwave, would keep the heat around them for an hour. Regular cotton fluff, and finally something called weighted stuffing, so the toy would keep its shape for a little bit longer. It was especially popular with girls and 30-something collectors who wanted their toy to be as pristine as possible. After all, the same toys were only sold for 6 months before being replaced by a different version. This was to encourage children to buy more on repeat visits and have collectors pay more in general. Personally, you said, after forcing your head away from the expensive factory error toy, I like that one more. You pointed at an adorable horseshoe crab plush with googly eyes.
Oh, I haven't seen that one, Ribbit. Oh, let's both get one each.
Proudly, you left the store with your friend. She had chosen to put the plush on her head, while you knotted 2 of the plush's crab legs around your wrist.
I call mine Sakura because she's pretty like a sakura tree, Ribbit.
You chuckled. Well, we did get the same plush. Sue blushed a little.
Oh, sorry.
It's fine. You don't have to apologize. If you call yours Sakura, I call mine Sasuke. That made the frog girl smile from ear to ear. Outside, it was still raining, so the 2 of you quickly unfolded your umbrellas. It was then you got a call on your phone. One sec, okay? Sue nodded politely and took a step away. Yellow! You spoke into it. Hey, how's it hanging? That was your class friend Eijiro Keishima. The entire class was in a phone chat group that allowed to call one another. So it wasn't out of the norm that a boy from your class called you. What's up? I have a bit of an emergency. You could hear something in the background. Sounded like an angrily shouting woman. What happened? For a moment there seemed to be a scuffle going on, and then a rough feminine voice shouted, "Just get your ass over to this Disco Inferno roller coaster in the 80s country, and don't you dare bring anyone with you." 80s country was another section of the park. You blinked in confusion. This sounded serious. Wait, that voice sounded quite familiar. So I gotta go, you said to the frog girl. Apparently alone. She shrugged in response.
Look out for yourself, alright? Ribbit. I'll still here in Kittyland. I want to ride all of the merry-go-rounds with Sakura and take selfies. Ribbit.
God, she looked so happy and cute. Covered by your umbrella, you begin marching towards the other section of the park. Your eyes moving from the various Halloween-y decorations to the quite tired-looking park employees, who were all dressed up as classic movie villains. Honestly, you felt sorry for them. Especially this one guy who not only wore a very heavy-looking fatsuit costume, but also had to carry a big, fake blood-covered chainsaw. Obviously got chained to avoid injuries. He was sitting on a roofed bench, clearly exhausted. You decided to leave him alone. You entered 80s country with a slight shiver. The wind had just started picking up. Now, where was that roller coaster? Only a handful of them were operational due to the rain, so you weren't surprised when you approached a giant artificial disco ball. Inside of it was the titular roller coaster. And quickly you found Kirishima. He was arguing with a girl around your age. She had long blonde hair that reached down to her hip. She looked quite cute. You waved at the redhead. "Hey!" you shouted over. "Ah, thank God you're here." The couple approached you. The girl was looking away from you with a slight disgusted face. What was her deal? "I have kind of a problem. Well, we have a problem," explained the redhead. "I mean, I figured." "No, trust me, you have no idea." The girl scoffed and was about to walk away. You're not getting away now," chuckled Eijiro, as he grabbed her wrist, pulling her back. "You're hurting me," she complained. No, I'm not." was all he said. So, something amazing happened. The situation didn't look amazing at all. We went into this purple fortune teller tent for funsies, and well, as it turns out, someone has a deep-seated crush on someone else.
Would you shut up, short face? Would you shut up, shark face?
Barked the girl. Huh?
This is all just annoying esoteric crap. Wait, Bakugo, is that you?
Kishima sighed. Well, you just took the fun out of the story. I do need the full story. After all, this is, really hilarious. The girl that turned out to be Bakugou Katsuki blushed angrily, and without much hesitation, she grabbed the wrist that was holding your umbrella.
I'll explain, but without that creep ogling at me.
What do you mean, bro? You're hot!
I mean what I said!
And just like that, you're forced away from the redhead. Bakugo was walking quite fast. Despite the boy clothes she was still wearing being a little bulky, and clearly her shoes were a few sizes too big.
If Mineta sees me like this, I'll...
Don't say it, you thought.
I'll flip her!
Okay, Bakugo, stop. Girls don't say that. She looked at you.
Wait, what?
Her left eye twitched.
Besides, I think I really deserve that explanation now.
Bakugo sighed and stopped running. She looked at you darkly.
If I explain this to you, you have to fix this with me.
You tilted your head.
I mean, I guess. Because if Mineta or Dinky see me like this, there will be blood. Okay, okay.
You raised both hands defensively. Bakugo now noticed your plush.
What's up with that?
Nothing. You brushed, quickly stuffing the toy into your backpack. It was full of snacks, so later tonight it probably was gonna smell like chocolate, so win-win. Okay. What happened? You said after putting your backpack back on.
Well, the fortune teller thing was right. But I don't believe in that crap. And I still don't. They didn't really like it when I called her the B word. For the cryptic garbage she was spouting. So she used her dang quirk on me.
That sounds a bit overpowered. Bakugo raised an eyebrow.
What does that mean?
Just saying. Didn't the Germans start hunting down people with too powerful quirks? The girl shrugged.
It's because of all the limitations her quirk has. She explained them after turning me into this.
It's also how I turn back, apparently. Right.
Her quirk lasts 72 hours and is limited to a very specific kind of person. Number 1, the person affected turns into their preferred sex. So if I had been gay, it wouldn't have worked. 2, the person is not allowed to be in a relationship. Clearly I'm not. 3, it only works if the affected person has a crush on someone and can only be broken early by said person. So yes, I have a crush on someone.
You blinked.
Right? Kirishima thinks I have a crush on you, so he said, hey. I call her, she comes over and fixes it.
You shrugged with a wide grin.
Oh, that's cute. I don't have a crush on you.
A blush decorated her cheeks as she said that, and so you didn't believe it at all. But as long as Bakugo was being a little fuzzy, teasing her about this would only make this worse.
Okay.
And without any further comment, you pulled out your phone and took a picture of Katsuki. And as she was shouting at you,
You were quickly sending the pic into a second group chat you had specifically with all the girls of your class. An opportunity like this would never ever come back again. "Why the hell did you do that?" cried Bakugo as you showed her the immediate replies. You chuckled evilishly. "Because we are going to give you a makeover." "No." She raised both hands, almost dropping her own umbrella. No. "Oh yes, and you're going to like it." The other girls unanimously agreed to your proposed plan, and Bakugo, not knowing a better way of dealing with the situation in this strange set of circumstances, reluctantly let you whisk her away. You met with the other girls in another section of the amusement park, called Old Town. It was decorated like a feudal German city, with castle walls and old-timey half-timbered houses. Employees here, especially during Halloween, walked around in night uniforms, had pretend sword fights, and sold old-timey European foods. It was great. But the reason you went here with your new girlfriend was the simple fact that Old Town was designed to humor adults. Outside of countless restaurants and souvenir shops, a wooden roller coaster and some immersive rides, this place had a nail studio and a hair salon. You met with the other girls in front of one of the restaurants. They immediately grouped around Bakuro, admiring how such a rough, manly man could be such an adorable, dainty little thing. Of course, your friend Jiro was upset because even Bakugou seemed to be better endowed than her. Come to think of it, hers were just a little bit bigger than even Momo's. "Just wait until Mineta sees this," chuckled one of your classmates, a girl going by Uraka. Together you and the group forced Bakugo into the various salons and beauty parlors of Old Town. Bakugo got his nails fixed, a light haircut to turn his blonde mess into a cute braided ponytail, some makeup, and most importantly, Momo, the richest girl in your class, opened her wallet and brought Bakugo a cute German dirndl dress, pink in color to fit with her blonde hair. She was pissed. But there was nothing she could do about this, which was just perfect for you and the others. Interestingly enough, though, you noticed that she had fun. At least so it seemed. Sure, she complained a lot, but the longer she was surrounded by the others, and the more special care she was given, the less expletives she used in her complainings, and in the end she was just a little mopey. It was later in the evening you caught a quiet moment with her in the ladies' room of a small cafe in the 80s country. "Hey," she said while you were washing your hands. "Can we talk, please?" She looked at the other stalls. Yeah, you were definitely alone. "Alright, make it with Bakugo. I want to go back to the others." "In this getup, I refuse to be turned back into a guy," she said. "Yeah, that's kind of the point. That's why we made you wear it." You gave Katsuki a smug grin. "Right," she hissed. "But I really like my dick back." "Okay, and what do I have to do with that?" Bakugo inhaled deeply, before admitting, "The fourth clause of the quirk requires the crushed to also have interest in the affected person. So, that means I know that you like me too. She looked at the ground with an embarrassed blush, and you hummed. Swiped away some hair out of her face. I mean, you're a cutie, both as a guy and a girl. She blushed harder. So what do I need to do? Kiss you? When the blonde didn't reply, you blurted out laughing. Seriously? I have to kiss you? What a fairy tale garbage this is. When we get to the dorms, help me sneak by the guys and then, kiss me in my room after I get out of this stupid dress. Alright? You licked your lips joyfully, playing with the thought of giving her a quick peck on the cheek just to make her walk home looking like this in her guy form. But no. The more seconds ticked by after you had that idea, the more horrible you felt for even thinking that. Katsuki, you said in a more serious tone, I'd be happy to kiss you in your dorm room. As I said, I don't mind you being a guy or a girl. I like you for who you are. Thanks, was her only reply. After refueling at the cafe, you spent the rest of the evening at the park. The rain had eventually stopped, actually allowing the park to continue its yearly tradition of a Halloween firework. Sure, the more elaborate firework machines had gone wet and needed to dry, so only the small ones were fired. As you stood there with Bakugo next to you, staring up at the starry sky, you took her hand in yours. Jeez, we definitely need to come back here the next time they have one of these. Maybe then we will be finally able to kiss, you said quietly, as a large orange one exploded. Agreed. I mean it. I'd love to make out with you during this. She looked at you and smiled cheekily. Oh, do you? Didn't take you for romantic. Oh, please. For someone like you without a single romantic bone in their entire body, this would seem special to you. But yeah, it's a cliche for a reason. Smirking, you continued. It's pretty romantic. And the thought alone makes my heart pound. She chuckled in response. Well then, let's get to the dorms and make this night unforgettable. Truthfully, she was just losing her patience. But now that that offer was on the table, you simply couldn't refuse. You soon left the amusement park, hand in hand. You decided to go back to UA on foot. After all, Bakugou's quirk still worked, and your own was quite intense itself, so neither of you were really afraid of any drunk scoundrels. Everything was going according to plan, of avoiding other boys. And as you entered the UA grounds with her, the hard part began. Bakugo waited outside as you entered your common room. It was dark, unsurprisingly. After all, you were the last to arrive. Stretching the curfew rule to its absolute breaking point, you then slipped into Bakugou's room. It was surprisingly clean, but did smell a bit of a sweat. You gave the girl a quick call, and she soon entered. Took off her dirndl and gave you a deep sigh, before looking down at herself. Still can't believe you guys brought me underwear. For a moment you just looked at each other. should I take the rest off too? This is awkward, you said. Bakugo bit her lower lip. Trying to stay calm, she hushed. Well then answer me. I'll just go into your bathroom and you put on underpants and a shirt. Then tell me when you're ready. You were a little disappointed. Would have been hilarious seeing her in her normal form while wearing a bra. As you waited inside her bathroom, you had ample time to post all the pics you had taken in the girl group, of course. You hadn't been the only one of them to have done that, so it was less morally dubious to you. Finally, Bakugo opened the bathroom door. She was wearing white sweatpants and a way too big black tank top. She even had unbraided her ponytail. He raised an eyebrow, almost skeptically. Can't believe you want to throw this away. You look really hot. Angrily, Bakugo blushed as she pulled you into her room. Bending you over, she forced you to look into her eyes. She gave you a toothy grin. Let's finish this night with a bang, shall we? And finally, she kissed you straight on the lips. The moment your skin touched, you could feel her muscles and bones groan, creak, and crack. Honestly, it sounded quite painful. Yet, the noises that, the longer they continued, became deeper and deeper in tone she was making, or more, he was making. It made it sound like he was enjoying it. Cheekily, you opened one eye and watched as his body quite literally grew into his clothes in front of your very eyes. Neat, really. After his body stopped moving, he let go of your hips and took a step back. He pulled at the strap of his sweatpants. Ah, thank God. Welcome back, buddy. Ew. What? You smirked. Nothing. So, are we dating now? Bakugo blushed. Yeah, I mean, I would really like that. It was November 20th when Bakugo returned to the amusement park with you and the rest of his close friends circle. Your relationship was working out quite well. Bakugo was a gentleman and invited you to many dates and makeout sessions. Even some dry humping. He was really good at that. You had just gotten some fresh roasted almonds when you noticed that while you were ordering your snack, Bakugo had snuck off. Where's my boyfriend? You asked Kirishima with a full mouth of the sweet treat. The redhead shrugged. Using the loo? What none of you knew, however, was that Bakugo was walking towards that strange purple fortune teller tent. Face red, like a tomato.